Awesome to see you back on this super exciting journey of unlocking natural collection with our horses here. In this case, Tango with the North Star of unlocking some passage. And I will take again our constellation of having the mindset of thinking or knowing that the horses already have everything within, that also Tango, even though she's a photo horse, even though she's down her build, even though she is really flat moving throughout the day, he has it within as we speak to offer some passage. So my mindset is that I have the assignment to explore of how can I set her up, how can I help her to look, how can I allow her to allow this passage to emerge with an through an internal reorganization. Meaning, what I don't want to do is, I don't want to manufacture a frame, so it looks like she's collected, but she's actually not. I don't want to tap any leg, and condition her that she does something fancy. I want to have a connection and a communication, even a conversation, what we call dialogue, that I ask her to lift her front hand and to use her big head and her neck as a lever to lift her up, to lift the thoracic sling, to shift the weight back. And through that internal reorganization, I want to explore how does she offer passage, and probably it will happen in a moment I do not even expect it. So I go back to our collection cookbook idea, to those different ingredients of different pole height, which also then will lead to different frames, probably a bit shorter steps, and different frequency, probably a shorter frequency of rhythm of how she steps, different energy levels. And today, similar like in the last session, I will combine it with some laterals, which is just a different ingredient to see how does she respond and what is our outcome here. Okay, let's dive right into it. And of course, additionally to that mindset I just talked about and the collection cookbook, first, no matter what I want to do is, but especially with the focus of tapping into some powerful high collective movements, I go back to our framework, what we call CPPP, connection first. Then we focus on the position. Then we focus on the posture, meaning that the thoracic sling comes up, that the front end starts to lighten. And only then we focus on, can we get some power? And she already offered those. So what I did here is I focus, this is what we call dialogue. I didn't even offer it. I didn't even ask for it. Well done. Yet she's offering beautiful. So I clicked into her and gave her a good feeling and allowed her the pause. So I use those first meters to see, how am I? Of course, I'm talking with you guys, which distracts me a little bit of what I'm doing here, takes me some capacity out of my mind. But then I focus, can I walk straight? Can I walk the step length I plan to? Can I walk the rhythm I chose to? Can I keep my left hand passive when I want? Can I lift it and ask something, for example, if I want more bend? Do I have my whip under control? Is my whip passive? Because right now I don't want that it says anything. So I have to have all this in mind first, looking at me before I focus too much on her. So from my side, it feels good right now. Then I see from her side, how is she connecting to me? Can she follow the feel here? My body energy into the backwards, and a steady feel on the rope. Yes, she was really nice compliant. So she was also calm and attentive. And then another trait we have above those, they're all building on each other, sensitive, that she responds within 1 or 2 seconds, so within 1 or 2 steps on a phase one, and appropriate to my body energy level. And here she is on what we call the less expressive side, high tolerant, because she either takes more than 1 or 2 seconds or higher phase than phase one, and or not appropriate to my body energy. And when this happens, I give her 6 seconds time, phase two, phase three, phase four, until she puts some effort in. Awesome. Then I stop. This request, and go forward into non-collected walk again. Hope the wind doesn't blow too much in the microphone. I hope you guys can still me well, hear me well. So I test it again. Okay. This felt nice. She responded, in my opinion, sensitive to my steady energy on the rope on a phase one within 1 or 2 seconds and appropriate to my body energy level. And again. So these are just some building blocks I can look for, meaning my person traits, my own person traits. Super thank. And so the horse traits, acquisitive horse traits as we call them, which build the connection. Because only when we have a certain connection, we can have a communication, a conversation which leads to this dialogue, which we now already tap in. So with our framework CPPP, we have the C really nice. Now I just started to ask her up, and then she already offered the posture up and the power into the school hold here. Ask her, can you sit down more? Can you sit down more? Yes. So, well done. So this is how quick it can build. Like I took some time to talk about the C, and then the position, the posture, and the power comes to really quick. But it only can come so quick in our experience if really the foundation is there, so it can build on it. A lot of people they dream, hope, and approach sometimes with horses outcomes and down already want the expressive power, the spirited horse, powerful horse, without having the connection. They maybe get something powerful, but it doesn't feel like connected, and then they lose the position they wanted in the horse. Now I start to ask her for shoulder in. Now it was a fine line of asking her also already a bit up, because then she lifts so much up that she plants her feet. Because with that much lift and weight shift, it's a little bit when you start to get into a squat position, it's difficult to move forward. Super girly. Oh, even the neck posture got better. Well done. Today we don't have any carrots, girly. Today is a reward in doing nothing or some rubs. Yeah. Okay. Again. So this time I ask her to walk off in non-collection. And then I ask her for the position of the shoulder in without her coming up yet. Then I ask her a bit up. The scratch on the posture. So we have the C and P in place. Don't ask for power yet. Now I bring up my own body energy. I do a bit shorter, faster steps. So and change the ingredients and shorter and the rhythm of how I step. Hey, that was a nice jump up with the left diagonal. And bump. Oops, it was a bit much from my side. I wasn't in a high face. But she said, stop, please. Okay. There was a nice lift at the end. So you can see, oh, and a super lift champion. This is something that can happen. Like the face I had was like before, maybe like this. Just started to get on the muscle. But it was maybe for her feeling a bit nagging. The sequence was quite long. And then sometimes the bump the hind quarter up, and I did not punish her for it. I just waited until she stopped while I kept my stick going and until she offered something nice, and then I stopped. Yes. Oh, you take it into forward. So when she offers this, she has some tendency to offer up and lean backwards, like this, really nice. I take it and then I say, hey, can you please take it into some forward? So her suggestion is more towards, oh, wow, school hold, or this school hold beginning and then jump up and forward, which came now mainly from her, but sometimes it's only the lean back, sit back, where I then ask her, hey, can you take that level of collection into some forward motion? To start walking slowly to some passage. Yes, well done. Lost the bend shortly a bit. Yes. So with the forward, I asked them with a steady energy, steady feel on the holder, which probably pulls a bit out of a nicer head neck position, but the head neck position will come quickly to me. Wow. Oh, super sit down. Yes. Okay. Yes, forward. And she says, no, I go in towards the school hold. Or like with a sit down. Awesome, thank you. Okay, take some collection out, ask for some forward. Now combine it with some non-collected shoulder in foot. And now let's kick it up. Push that from much out. Good with the left hand again. Great. Yes. Again with forward. Yes. Super cool. So now was exploring with the shoulder in. What can we unlock? How is she responding to it? How is she organizing her body with that different constellation of ingredients? And it was really nice. Like it improved because I also remember hardly did that ever with her. Or she hardly did it ever in her life. Such a combination on ground yet. But towards collection, we unlocked more at the end when I didn't have the shoulder in anymore. So quite interesting. Mm, just wondering if we start with some Tavia or maybe keep that for next session. Okay. Wow, she's a champion today with that movement. Can you come? Bit more. Oh yes. Oops, come up. All right. Super cool. So good. Okay. Then I do a change of direction and see how it feels on the other side. I will start with the same order of shoulder in first. And I thought we circle back off, focusing mainly on the connection, which connection gets built from my person traits and her horse traits. And I know we have not yet talked much about them here on the YouTube channel. We're really very focusing on a lot in our students program and our Nexus Gold program, where we share with our students what are these traits, why they're so important, why they're helping you to read your horse and to help your horse to get, for example, from apprehensive to courageous, or from leaning against your equipment non-compliant to following your suggestion, like here, getting compliant, or how to help you also get attentive to you, sensitive. and yeah, how to read it, how to interpret it, and what to do to help your horse to get more centered in those traits, as we call it. Oh, oh, so good. That's not too bad. That's awesome. Okay, took a bit out of collection. Also ask for more bend, which sometimes lowers the level of or the degree of collection a little. That, then after the touch in the shoulder. Nice. Oops. Can't touch them. So I have no more. And also I tapped her a little bit now because of the way how I have my equipment. Oh yeah, super good. I used some additional support energy to build up some energy to ask her to come more up. Tapping here on the side so far as I got on the bottom with my whip with rhythmic energy until she came a bit more up. Last some shots. And then the cut, which is change of ingredient again. Drop my steps a little. Slow down my rhythm of the steps. Yeah. Wow. It wasn't not my it was not a full passage yet. But there were now multiple steps where she could keep a slower rhythm, shorter steps while coming more up, which is super cool. I think this is a bit something new. This is something that's probably not super spectacular for the spectator, but when you're in the process and in the journey of developing it, it's big. Because, of course, progress development is not about how spectacular everything is. Not every step forward towards our North Star with the passage is spectacular, but it's about building those pieces which then allow, if we put more, like it's the more puzzle pieces we put together, then the more it really becomes visible that, wow, this picture is a passage. Oh, okay. So that then feels like here, oh, wow. Wow, super fascinating. Thank you. And this is again an example of the dialogue. My plan was to go into shoulder in and walk and then a trot and then ask her to bring some power in. And she offered this super lift and sit down and stretch forward with a forward leg that I clicked into her. This is the dialogue clicking into her, seeing it and responding to it, clicking into her. Because in a dialogue, it's not always one person who asks the question or asks the person, tells the horse to do something, or also the other way around. Thank you. So this time I keep my magnet down and I even ask her a bit down with it head and neck with a rope. Also, what's interesting today in comparison to the last session, she is more compliant and to come into the shoulder in when I'm on her right. Because remember, I said that she has a tendency to lean in with her shoulder and go more towards a revers. Now ask bigger steps, faster steps. Now shorten up. Oh, wow. And I hope the camera caught it that I was not in the way. The left front was amazing. So sometimes I can imagine some of the things you may be missing or happening a bit fast, and this is where I encourage you to stop this video here and go back. And you probably know that in YouTube you have the possibility to set the video faster or slower. I'm pretty sure also half the speed, and then it's probably easier for you to see. It feels good. And why it feels so good? Because it doesn't feel like telling her what to do, how to do every second. I'm not giving the mindset that I know everything, I'm the wise person, tell her, the unknown horse, how to do the things. I'm not micromanaging, I'm not conditioning her. I'm just asking questions and coming from different angles with my questions and see how does she respond. Okay, Tangy, we have to try this again. Okay, now hold on. So this is C, connection, P, position, the shoulder in on a circle, bend, pass for shot, and a slight shoulder in. Then bring the energy up, shorten the steps. Yeah, yeah, come on, got it. Yes, come on, come on. That gives me the chills. This is so cool. And I now I put now a bit of sound in as another support energy. Like sometimes in the prior sequences, I used an additional support energy to create energy and rhythmic energy with the stick over the group or under the grip line here. And now it's just some voice. I used it in time with how I step and used it in time in the way how she steps to put the energy up, to have some additional energy to help me to create the energy so I can ask her to do some more, please. And the important point is that what we help also our students in our program is use all those, we have a thought in our mind, and how can we communicate it clear and congruent first through our body energy, and if needed, support it with rope or steady energy, rhythmic energy, our arms, the stick can be in rhythmic energy, or sure, our voice as well. Man, champion girl. And also, what makes it so much more fun, enjoyable, and exciting is my magnifier glasses are how often can I find something that's amazing or great or awesome or good? And sure, I see things that are not so good. Sometimes I do something too abrupt or too fast or too slow, or accidentally I release my hand too slow. There are a lot of things that uh, can improve. And the important point is that we notice it and do something about it. But I'm not getting hyper focused on it that it messes up my time with my horse. The same about her. Sometimes she leaves, sometimes she gets distracted, sometimes she gets high tolerant. I'm not getting fussed about it. I observe it. Then I decide, do I do something about it or not? And then I have my magnifying glasses on again and see what is happening that is great. Yes. This is, I know you see it from your perspective, but I wish you could see it from my perspective and feel it. So this is why we're so excited. We want that everybody sit with us because wow, it's amazing. I did not ask for this, by the way. She opened it. Oh, now I forgot. Now I ask her, can you oops, throw on the shoulder in, please? No. Come in here. I was preparing for the shoulder in and she already started to offer towards passage. And this is what I mean. Really often those breakthroughs come when you didn't even ask for it, when you didn't even think about it, which is a really nice indication that you were not dogged about achieving a task or result, which makes it feeling nice. Because let's face it, when we're without our horses, it's not the fulfilling part picking a box that we achieved a task or a movement. It's about how we feel in the moment, how we get there, which person do we become, what horse does can we unleash in the horse, and then of course enjoy this connection and the collection. Okay, now ask her just a trot and ask from the trot in the shoulder into the shoulder in. And I'll shorten my steps, lower my frequency. This is bananas. Man, I hope again I didn't block it. But the left, I think this was the closest to passage. And I don't have a carrot for you. Let's see if we find a spot she likes. She likes it somewhere here. So the right front did also awesome. So diagonal left hind, right front. But especially diagonal right hind, left front was like super, super cool. And now I'm in the debacle. Do I stop here or ask one more time? Because of course it's like if you have something really tasty, whatever you love. I don't know. Oh, when you get it, of course you don't directly want to stop. But I will stop. In the past, I probably would have done more, but it felt too good. And what is nicer than stopping with something that gives you goosebumps? She also took a deep breath. Yes. Awesome. Well done, you little girl, proving the horse world that even a little quarter horse who is already probably 17 years, I think, old, downhill build, all the things I already said a couple of times. And she even, when she arrived in Europe and we had some checks from the vet, said, hey, guys, here's quite some progress to arthritis. So there are a lot of things going on in her body already, even some laminitis she had. So this is why we slowed down quite a bit since she arrived in Europe. But even more important, it is that we help her to find some postures and movements where she's really in body control, body awareness, take the speed out, take the concussion out that goes into the joints, and help her to develop the muscles. I know she's already muscly, but of course they can become stronger. And so she can have the most comfortable day, the most comfortable life for as long as possible. Awesome. And, something? Yes. Awesome.